It's finally bread week. Did though catch a glimpse when I googled it, the next week's souffle, so let's enjoy this easy one while I last.
After the freedom to show off their individual creativity in the signature bake, the second challenge is strictly controlled, and the home bakers have no idea what they'll be asked to create.
Bakers, we're not looking for any creative flights of fancy, no imagination required. It's a technical challenge, and it's to make a classic, a quintessential English loaf, the Cob. Okay, easy to say, hard to do.
You've got 2.5 hours to do this challenge. You're all going to be working to exactly the same recipe. So, Paul, what do we look for in a Cob?
The recipe that you have is going to make one loaf.
So in a recipe, I've again found the exact recipe that he gave them. So, should be able to copy this pretty spot on. Okay, let's grab the recipe. Let's give it a go. I think I've got this. Pretty sure. Okay, like always, I've got the recipe up to my left. Pretty simple. 500 grams of strong white flour, 40 grams of soft butter, 12 grams of fast action dried yeast, 10 grams of salt, 300 ml of tepid water, little olive oil, and additional cold water for creating steam in the oven. Simple, I've made bread before, this is fine. Okay, first things first, put the flour in a large mixing bowl and add the butter. Add the yeast to one side of the bowl and add the salt to the other. If it comes directly in contact, it will kill it. Simple. Let's go. I feel like every can't bake starts like this. Ooh. It says soft butter again. Once again, the obligatory rock hard. How much yeast? That seems to go up really weirdly. I don't trust those scales. That seems quite a lot. Yeah, we'll see. Yes, I did just eyeball that salt. Who cares? Stir all the ingredients in with a spoon and combine. Wooden spoon, sponsored by Papa G. Happy with that. So we'll add half the water to the mixture, round with your fingers, continue to add a little water at a time, combining well until you've picked up all the flour from the sides of the bowl. You may not need to add all the water, or you may need to add a little more. Well, that's nice and vague for something that has to be so precise. Paul Hollywood. 300 ml. Maybe, who knows? Get this out of it. I feel like this one might actually get a bit messy. Half the water. Okay, I do still think it's a little dry. It seems to be kind of like breaking up and stuff, so I am gonna add all the water. Oh, it's made it quite soggy. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have put in all the water. Damn it. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get this out as is, onto the work surface, dust it with flour and incorporate that flour. Then I'm gonna knead with oil. I'll wash these first. And it's spitballing it here, I don't want to go too much. I'm just gonna do that. And drag that out. Because she's a bit wet, I just want to incorporate that flour. Once this flour is incorporated, I'm going to knead with oil. I'm going to get rid of a lot of this flour. Okay, I'm going to oil the surface slightly. Ooh, look at that. Okay, and now I'm going to knead for 5 minutes. Just set a timer. Set a timer. Let's go. From watching the Bake Off, he kind of does a double stretch and folds and turns. Stretches, folds, turns, stretches. I've made lots of breads before. The one thing I've never been able to achieve though is that smooth, supple dough they always talk about. And you see it and it's like a cloud. It's like, oh, is there some sort of visual effect going on there? Because how long's left? I've already been going for a couple of minutes. Oh, I think I'm moving the table. Okay, that's 5 minutes, and now I've got to put this in a bowl and let it rise. And yeah, so okay, so lightly oil your bowl. Don't know why I'm saying this like a tutorial. Lightly oil the top of your dough. It's just what I remember from bread. In it goes until she doubled in size. About an hour and a half according to the website. I'm going to cover it with like a damp cloth and I'll come back in a bit. She's definitely doubled in size. That looks pretty good. Happy with that? Gotta knock it back. From what I believe, it's basically pumping out all the air of what it's developed. Roll it up. Quarter turn, which is lengthways then, and then roll it up again. And then pack it into a tight ball. Now I've kind of got to, I'm not sure, I think you've got to kind of like pull the top taut and under itself. Kind of like you're doing you have a pizza dough, you kind of pinch it all up, don't you? So I'm going to do that. Pinch that in. And then I'm going to basically just keep so we have this. Quite happy with that, I think. Okay, I'm going to put my oven on 275. See, again, quick Google, 425. Okay, so once it's risen again, I'm going to leave it for another hour. I'm going to sprinkle it with some flour, cut it, a couple of slices. I think I'll just go 3 diagonal slices. Sure. And then bake it and see how we go. So I'll be back in another hour. Okay. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna score it. I don't really have that sharp a knife. I haven't bought a knife yet. No, you shouldn't really like tug at it, so I'm just gonna use a serrated knife, just be like, just really quickly. Like that. Just gonna go in the oven for half an hour. We'll see. In the bottom of the oven as well, I've got a small pan with some water in, because it says to do that, to make steam. My hair. In my eyes now. Open the barbers. Alright, see you in half an hour. Smells like bread. Bit too hot to handle at the moment. Now, they do that test where if you kind of... Don't know if you can hear that. If it's hollow, apparently it's done. Looks alright, it looks pretty good. It looks like a bread, which is a starter. Just gonna let it cool down, I think, for 5 minutes before I cut her open. Pretty pleased with that, I think. I think you probably could have done with longer in the oven. Maybe when it sits. It smells like fresh bread. Got a good crust. It's tasty. I do think it's underdone. It does that thing where like if you press on there, it comes back into a dough. I think it's fine, I'll just toast it up. Wonder why. I had it in for 40 minutes. And it said it only takes 30. And yet it's underdone, but the crust, listen. Like, listen to the crunch. You know? So it's still quite doughy in there. I mean, it's eatable. Slice that up and toast it, it's great. But it's still quite doughy. You know what, I said from day one that I can do bread. I'm quite happy with my bread making skills. I think that's it for the easy ones. So, like and subscribe now, please, to not miss the imminent f**k-ups that's about to come. Because I had a quick check, and next week's souffle, and the week after that's Cornish pasties. I didn't see any further. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope me fiddling with my camera worked, and we've got started to fine tune each of these videos, which is what I'm going. You know, really just, it's a learning process, isn't it? I'm just fine tuning everything. Give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you.